Hey, my name is Julie, and today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of my bookshelves, and we're going to be reorganizing them. I just need to do some reorganization, and I thought if I could get a little tiny short video out, this might be a good idea. I'm currently filming this Martin Luther King Day, so this is my day off of work. I just had to film a ton, so I took a bunch of books off my shelves, and I need to reorganize them. I think that this is going to take place over multiple days if I'm moving stuff back and forth from different places, but I thought that this might be a good introduction to how my shelves look. And I don't know that this is going to see the light of day, but if it does, we'll see. So first off, we're starting in my TBR cart area. So I'm actually going to zoom out. This is what my TBR cart situation actually looks like. So we have my cart. The way that this is supposed to work, is this is newer books. These are older books. And these are purely by size. So these are like my paperbacks, and these are taller hardcovers, and then these are newer books. So the idea is that if 2/3 of the books that I have here are older books and, brand new books that I just got or be off to the side, I'm gonna get to them, right? Wrong. It doesn't happen. I read from this. I really do. But this year, my number one goal is to get through a bunch of the backlist books that I have, whether I'm getting rid of them or I'm reading them. I don't think the TBR cart is necessarily going to happen today. I think there's 1 or 2 books that I'm not sure I actually want to read that I might sample and maybe take them off the shelf and add more books here, but I just wanted to show you this here. And these are all books that are newer than that haven't made it onto the shelf yet. And then I have my bag of shame. If you've ever noticed that this bag is behind me, it was originally from one time I bought a bunch of books at a used bookstore and it came in that bag. And now I just have a bunch of books in there. So like I had my Percy Jackson copy was in there for a while, a couple of classics that my dad gave me to borrow. So books I'm borrowing from other people can go in there. I have books that were sent to me by publishers that I don't actually want, that I don't want to put on here. It's just a mess. I would love to not have that anymore. Maybe I have a different place in my house to put the books that would go in this bag. We have a huge freaking stack over here of the books that I got for Christmas and I bought myself. I think something that I want to do is take a selection that are going to stay here and then send some back home for me to like transfer out. So any books that I don't have like immediate plans to read might be sent home. But let's take you to my next area. Like a dumbass, before I started filming, I actually took off all of the books that I wanted to unhaul. So I currently have an unhaul shame pile that I need to film my unhaul and then I can remove them from my house. Now we have my major red shelf, and as you can see here, a stack of books that needs to be put on it. So when I moved in 2023, I just put all of the books that I had read that year on this shelf. I also had some other things on here like storage, and I had my records on here. But as the years went on, I added so many books to these shelves because I've been really working on getting through my physical books and I keep buying more books and whatever. I actually don't have a TBR problem. I have a book storage problem. I need to get rid of books that I don't like because I have so few places to put anything. And also I should be utilizing my parents' houses more. So in 2024, the 2023 books that I read went to the bottom and the 2024 books were at the top. And then in 2025, I made it so only the bottom shelf was the 2023 book that I loved. Then this is the 2024 books that I loved. This is and has always been my TBR shelf for the month. So I put the books that I'm reading this month up here, and once I've read them, I turn them page out. This was my 2025 books that I had read from my own collection. I had my favorite books on this shelf. I had my not favorite books on this shelf. And this was speculative fiction, and this was non-speculative fiction. Is this a weird way to organize? Yes, but it makes my life easier in terms of making content and what little space I have. So I have these stacks are all books that I read in 2025 that I need to put somewhere. So ideally, I would have one shelf of 2025 favorites and I need to find a place for the rest of them. But that's going to be a problem because I have more books than ever and bigger books than ever to shelve. So what am I doing? I'll show you my 2 other permanent red shelves and then we'll come back to this. This is my kitchen table or my extra counter space, and it has a shelf built into it. As you can see, it's pretty empty right now because it used to be full here, a couple more here and here of books that I have now decided to get rid of. This is basically where the books that didn't make the favorite shelf go to die, I guess, and they are the sacrifice for the sun that comes in during the day, as you can see. So these are the books that I don't mind getting faded, apparently. And it's just like, what am I doing here? I have some classics down here. I have this one's like a sequel. Don't I own some of the other books in the series, so maybe I should be moving them. But I just want to show you everything first. And as you can see, I've got John Green's stream going right now. I'm gonna listen to it while I'm organizing, but then there's this last shelf. This started out as books that I had already read when I was in college, that got moved from my college apartment to my dad's to here in a random box. And there was no rhyme or reason other than I really enjoyed those books, and I just never sent them back, and I don't really have a place for them at home either. So a couple of random books have joined them. My UK paperbacks of the Mistborn series have gone here. I just got a copy of The Will of the Many, and I was thinking of putting it here, and then I'm like, wait, it was a 2024 favorite. Should it go on the 2024 shelf? Should I be moving all of my Stormlight books here? Should I be putting all the Brandon Sanderson here, and maybe making room on my other shelves for favorites? Should I keep the two Will of the Many books together? And then I have just like a couple other things, and I don't know what to do. What I want to do is organize. So that's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna watch me reorganize my books, and I'm gonna put some music over it. And if I have anything to say about it, I'll say something. Cool? First book in the series at my dad's, so I think I'm gonna take this off here. And I believe same case for this book. These are all classics. Do I want them to go somewhere else? Do I want this book? Do I want? I think I want to keep this at least for a little bit longer. That looks good. That looks good, right? I have the first book of this at my dad's house. I have the second book of this over there. Then I have this one. The series readers, like everybody is hating me how I'm organizing this right now because this is crazy that I don't keep series together. If I had one big bookshelf, this would not be a problem and I could just do what I wanted and I would organize them how I want. But the fact that I have all of these tiny little places and I'm trying to keep things like relevant together, I don't know, like it's really stressful. I'm not happy with this right now, but right now it's doable. I do now have my Will of the Many matching my Strength of the Few, which I think together they look really good. So I didn't really create enough room on my 2024 shelf to fit the Will of the Many there, but I do think I have room for the Strength of the Few. So we're gonna see how much this is, and if not, I'm gonna put this, if I don't have enough room up here, I'm gonna put these over there. You know what's also killing me? I have one Emily Henry here. It's also my favorite Emily Henry. I don't really care for the other two. Why do I have them? Should I get rid of them? My second favorite Emily Henry I don't even own. I own my two least favorite Emily Henrys. Should I be moving this down here? This is all by its lonesome. This is, I own a different book by this author and I have it at home. So maybe I'll do something with this. It looks like I need to put a hard cover on that side. So maybe my Nurse Vanessa is gonna go there for practical purposes right now. I have a lot of nonfiction on my dad's. This is the pile of stuff going home. I have the rest of my Wheel of Time books at home. I have the other book in this duology, a different book in this series. I think I have like 2 of these books on audiobook, but the other 2 I believe I have at my dad's. These are some classics. Some of them, I mean, Kurt Vonnegut, I have a different Kurt Vonnegut. I have 2 Kurt Vonnegut's at home, even though I didn't like this one that much. All of these are as well. I have some Agatha Christie back at home and some Charles Dickens as well, but I've not read any other Charles Dickens. And then I also have Pride and Prejudice, which I reread in 2025, which is why I have it here, but I have all my Jane Austen in one place at my dad's. Not all of these are gonna be able to make it there and stay there, but I wanna try to get everything there. This is a game that I wanna sell, so I have it there. I think these 2 I want to have with the matching stuff to them. Almost all of the stuff is going to my dad's and like one of the books is going to my mom's. We are putting the Emily Henry in order. More tchotchkes I could put here, which would be great. So this looks better. I might get rid of some of these books. I don't know. I have other Sanderson being lent out in other places, but this is what I'm going with right now. Okay, in terms of these, yes, I want to read this soon. Yes, I want to read this soon. This isn't like a major priority. I want to read this. I want to read this, but like I should be slowing down on series, so this is like medium. Yes, want to read this. want to read this, want to read this. A lot of these are sequels. I don't have like plans to read this right now. This is the start of a series and I don't have plans to read it immediately. This is a sequel, but it's a companion, so like maybe not right now, and also like not right now. And then back here, everything's falling over. Everything's falling apart. So I do want to read this soon. This is not happening anytime soon. I'd like to read this year. I don't have a priority for this, and Elantris, there's at least 2 other Brandon Sanderson books that I want to read before this. This has to go somewhere else, because it's not actually a book to read, it's a puzzle book. I also got this in January, so I'd like to read this year, but it's not happening immediately, so we're going. Especially because this I have not hauled yet. Let's do this. These ones can go home for now and trade out for some older books that I need to prioritize or get rid of them. And if I ended up keeping these back here, that's fine. Hello. It is a couple days later. I've had my little trip. I'm at my dad's house and I have my bag of books and we're gonna see what I can fit here. The lighting is terrible in here and I don't have a mic and it's echoing in here and that sucks. But this is a bonus video anyway. So if you're here, I don't think you care that much, do you? I know you can hear the AC and it sucks. And it looks so yellow in here because of the light. I hate it. Anyway, so I'll kind of tour you on my shelves here. It's basically what you can see behind me. I have you on a shelf, and then I have basically one shelf that's dedicated to all like my middle grade, and we're not touching the middle grade shelf. And those are all just like old favorites from when I was a kid. That's not getting touched. My adult shelves is where we need help. But over here, we have nonfiction. Here we have classics, and this is a random assortment of rainbow books. This came about when my shelves at my mom's filled up enough, and I was putting shelves in at my dad's, and I just picked an assortment of books, like the only thing that looked good together that were exactly that length. I've now got rid of one book on there, so that's something we could do. And then I just decided to turn the top of the shelf here into, which I hate. If this is actually the correct desk and desktopper together. They're just 2 different colors because I got them at 2 different times. And I decided, my desk at college is brown, so I'd actually rather have the brown one and then I can paint it later. No, have a non-aesthetic college dorm that's not permanent. Dumbass. Anyway, these are totally random, do not make any sense why they're together. I think this was in the same boxes when I was moving out of college. So it was literally just by storage. These genres don't make sense together. It doesn't make sense that they're not with other books by the same authors like at my mom's. It makes no sense. And the last one I'll show you right now is a classic shelf that I have. So this is a complete works of Shakespeare, complete works of Jane Austen. I have these 2 copies of Jane Austen's that I've read, but I believe other Jane Austens I have at my mom's, an Agatha Christie, Rebecca, a Margaret Atwood, To Kill a Mockingbird, and then all of my Lord of the Rings copies. Those used to be on the nonfiction shelf just because they looked good together before I had enough nonfiction to fill up that shelf. So my thought is sequels and stuff 100% goes here. Maybe there's a couple things I could take off of here, go to my mom's and trade out for different things that are at my mom's, so like authors are together. I wish I was one of those people with a full shelf. Like, I'm very privileged to have all of this shelf space, but it's so disparate and all of it is shaped strangely, so I don't have the ability to organize in a normal way. So I'm just trying to do things that work. I want to get one book in here to fit this, see if there's anything I want to get rid of, fill this up as much as I can, figure out what to do with the classics as well. We're gonna figure it out. Les Mis was right here, but now I've read it. Those are all classics I have not read, very importantly. And the classics that I read are right behind you, or they're at my mom's house. So where do I put this now? Because now I don't have room for this on my Jane Austen shelf. Book. I thought it was all right. I don't think I need this one either. Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. I actually watched the play of this before I read the book, and I really loved the play, and I thought the book felt very cold compared to how warm the play felt. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a tone thing. These three are all authors I have at my mom's house. These two are authors I have in both places. These authors, this is the only book I have of theirs, and this author, all of the books I have from him are here. So I didn't want to put classics there because I dedicated other places. I dedicated 2 other shelves here to classics, but these might have to go there for now. I have the rest of Helen Huang's books at my mom's. We're doing that too. We have 1 book that is not speculative, 2 books that are speculative, and then all of those are straight up sci-fi fantasy. So I could trade those for other things and bring more sci-fi fantasy here. Here's the thing, any book that I bring here is in purgatory in terms of I can't take pictures of it. Don't need these 2. Let's put Les Mis here. That fits pretty much perfectly. And these are all authors I have at my mom's, so we can try to fit these onto my shelves at my mom's. But these contemporary books, for sure, I'm gonna try to fit at my mom's, and we'll see what I have to take off the shelf to get these to fit. Hello, I am at my room at my mom's now. It's been a couple hours. There's some issues we can resolve here. We can work with this. Show you my shelves right now, what it looks like. I'm gonna show you most of them, not all of them. The stuff that I can mess with right now. I have these 2 brown shelves that are very clearly, they're called bookshelves, but I don't think they were meant to store books. I believe that these were meant to be entertainment centers. I found these at Target when I was probably in middle school when we redid my room. And I have this like gross green wall, and then I have like all this brown furniture, and I'm like, why? The green that I have at my dad's house I actually like a lot more, and by the lighting you probably can't tell that these are very different colors. Here is almost a lime green, and the green that I have there, even though there's yellow light in the room, is a mint green, and I wanted a mint green, and now every time I film in here, no matter, even if I'm using the daylight, everything looks so yellow and green and gross, and I'm like, ugh. One solution that I could have, and this is something that I might do like a couple months from now, because today I don't really have the time to go all through it, move those out and have more room for books. If I could get those like under my bed, I have like a favorite section, I have like classics, I have sorted by genre elsewhere, and then I have a TBR very small section, and the amount of books that I own has actually outgrown. So I have like stuff that's on top of the shelves, but I'm just gonna like show you the areas that I'm dealing with right now, because these shelves are so tight that it's very hard for me to fit things in different places. But I've got Ya Jessie, Kevin Kwan, and Helen Huang to all fixed, and I noticed some sequels in here that I have split up that I did not know I had. So let's figure that out. Favorite shelf, and then there's some classics, and these are just like, it's like papers and stuff. It's like movie tickets, like playbills, that sort of thing. I have my fantasy section, and then speculative fiction runs out, and then I have some more general fiction and like rando classic, like I have Anna Karenina because it can't fit there. But you can see there's Helen Huang here, Ya Jessie. We also have Helen Huang here. Do I really want If We Were Villains, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing here? I dig A Little Life, all the Laini Taylor, I absolutely stand by that. Like All's Well, love that one. Bunny's in a different place, so it doesn't matter. Kiss Quotient was the first romance I ever loved. I think Heart Principle might have eclipsed it in my mind, but I haven't reread them in so long. Some of these are like just like random. Like look, there's a nonfiction. What's it doing here? I don't have any other nonfiction here. I have like YA fantasy and sci-fi right here. All of my Percy Jackson. Beautiful. Mwah, love it. I could make some more room on the surface, but I'm not going to show you it because it's a total mess right now. We have this general fiction section, except for Thursday Murder Club. We have some like YA fiction down here. I think I have extra room here, and I actually planned on getting rid of that copy of Fangirl a long time ago, and I forgot. We have some like just books that went together color-wise, and I don't have any more room on this shelf. It's literally full. And then a random TBR section. Some of these are oldest books on my TBR. Some of them are just like it fit. These, the rest of my TBR stack. So I have shrunk my TBR a lot. I used to have 2 whole stacks here, but right now I have stacks in my apartment instead of here now. I think all of these books are 2024 or older. The first thing that I noticed is I did not realize I owned Assassin's Apprentice, which can go with the other 2 books. And also I knew that I owned the Black Prism. So these can go with their siblings back over there. And hopefully we can get some series together. I have like a different copy of Game of Thrones at my dad's, and it actually would fit here. So I'm actually gonna bring that back over. I actually don't feel like switching out the Heart Principle and Kiss Quotient, partially because the yellows like actually go together. But these are really hard to get stuff out of. So as you can see, there's actually, this is so unprofessional. There's like a knuckles worth of a lip that means that my hardcovers won't come out. So I have to be very careful about loading the books in. So that means these are gonna be a nightmare to get out, a muse of nightmares to get out actually. But that means I actually have like a little room for something maybe above an absolutely remarkable thing. That's also a sci-fi. I also have the sequel somewhere else. So maybe I'd like to show you, I actually had, this is the paperback copy I have, because the original copy, the hardcover that I had that was first edition, double signed on accident, this happened to it. Never ever give your book that you love to your situationship, especially an asshole who doesn't respect women. Because look at this. These are end pages that are in no other edition of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. And it's also double signed. They accidentally give me 2 signature pages. It's ruined. Like, this has mold in it and it's unreadable. So anyway, little rant ended. So I can be an insane person and do this. Would everyone hate me if I did this? I hate it. That pisses me off, actually. I actually hate that I did that. I'd rather not, and these colors don't go together anyway. Like, I have to do this based on aesthetics, because I can't do it by organizations. You can put those 2 sci-fi books there, and they're both light colored, so they kind of go there. I love If We Were Villains. I feel like a different book can go here. We're gonna put the Yacht Jessie here. Yacht Jessie, girl, write another book. These categories make no sense, and that's okay. They don't need to make sense to anyone but me. I am the girl with the buttons. I actually have to choose some books to put on the TBR shelf. So I need to pick a hardcover and I need to pick a paperback because that's what fits. There's Margaret Atwood or this Invisible Library for paperback, and I don't think anything else that I have is that short and I've had for like that long of a time. I've owned this for a very long time. This one's the first in a series, so I kind of don't want to do that. So I think I'm gonna pick The Edible Woman. The Jane Austen Society, I think I am going to read this year. because for the Buzzwordathon. None of these are also screaming at me right now that I'm going to read them anytime sooner than these two that I have down here. In summary, these two are going to come back to my dad's. These two are going on the TBR shelf at my apartment. And this one is going to go on the Brandon Sanderson section right now on my shelves. And I'm going to be getting rid of these 3 books because I already have my original copy of Fangirl that I read out of. I didn't enjoy this that much when I read it, and then I didn't really enjoy this book anyway. So this is my least favorite of Ian Reid's, so why do I own it? We'll put everything back. Howdy, I am back at my apartment. I hope you didn't want me to look good in this bonus video. This is not for people who are casual viewers because I'm not looking put together. Even though I did put makeup on, I didn't feel like it. I actually want to have this makeup off. But I was filming some reels and I didn't want to look like that. So we have the books that have returned back to the house. Number 1, I forgot to show you. I'm rereading The Hunger Games this year. So I have my box set. I actually did read all of The Hunger Games from the library when I was in 5th grade. This was from a Scholastic book fair. I ended up getting the entire trilogy in this box set, and it's really nice, actually. I think these are really simple and understated. Can I get a book out? This is what the cover looks like. It's just black background and the seal. I actually really like that. I think it looks clean. I'm gonna put them on the other side of the TBR shelf. Oh, I also brought my DVD of The Hunger Games. We have The Alloy of Law, which I am going to put up behind me with my Brandon Sanderson. Cool, it's by itself right now. You know what that means? We can take this guy and put it up there as well. I also love Turtles All the Way Down, and those are favorites that are old, but I actually would like to have all of my John Green YA fiction together. So I think this might end up going back to my mom's house. And otherwise, we have some randoms with my Brandon Sanderson. I don't have a strong inkling of what to do with them next. I'm happy with that amount right now. That's okay. Otherwise, we have the 2 books from my dad's house and the 3 books from my mom's house that I have decided I am going to be getting rid of. And then we have the 2 books that are going onto the TBR cart to fill up some older books that hopefully I can force myself to read soon. So now at the end of the video, this is what my main bookshelf looks like, which this, of course, is going to be filled up with 2026 reads. So at the end of the month, these books are going to come down here, and that'll fill up. And when we fill up, I'll have to reorganize again, but we'll figure something out. This is what the in-kitchen shelves look like. And my top shelf, this is what my TBR cart looks like. And this is the stack next to it, and the stacks of unhaul books are really high. So thank you all for coming with me on this very, very casual reorg. I hope this was satisfying to you, and I hope that I didn't upset anyone with my weird shelving, but I don't have all the options in the world. So hopefully, I think something that I would like to do this year is possibly put a bunch of shelving behind the couch and move the couch up much closer to the TV. Maybe have a walking path behind there, and maybe that would be a new place to film if I had a huge shelf behind there. So hopefully one day I will get to the point where all my books can be in one place and they can be organized in a logical way instead of just whatever works. But thanks so much for watching. If you want to find me anywhere, you can find me at the links in the description. And if you want to watch more polished videos than this, you can hit subscribe. But thanks so much for coming with me. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.